What is up, Boston Steel Scarf fans, and welcome to our PGL Playoffs Round 1 matchup against Hannonz and the New York Charmanders. They have a scary team this season. I think they're doing really well. They're like 7 and something, and obviously they're doing well because they made it into playoffs, guys. Playoffs are here. The Boston Steel Scarves have once again made the playoffs. Hopefully it doesn't pan out like past playoff attempts have, where we make it to the championship game and lose. But either way, we've had a fun time getting to this point, and if we lose today, then you know what? We had a really good run, and it was a fun time. I really enjoyed this team this season. It had some things that I wasn't so sure about in the beginning, and it brought us to playoffs, so I'm really happy with it. And I guess without further ado, let's jump into today's battle and see how this thing went. Oh, I guess actually I should review the team. I've got Mian Xiao, Hippowdon, Greninja, Rotom Mo, Clefable, Mega Pinsir. He's brought his Superior, his Ash Greninja, Mega Mawile, Terrakion, Porygon 2, and Bronzong. Pretty similar to the team that we expected him to bring, only instead of the Superior, I thought he would bring Latios, and the Porygon 2 is kind of a surprise as well. I thought he would bring Crobat, but for the most part, we prepared for this team exactly, so we'll see if our plans worked out. I'm going to go ahead and lead Mian Xiao. That was my plan from the beginning because he's Scarfed, and I know I can outspeed anything that's not Scarfed, and just go for a U-turn. So pretty basic beginning strategy. We'll see if that worked for us. I was thinking that he might lead Superior, and I was kind of nervous that if he does lead Superior, it could be Scarfed. I know that's kind of a weird set to run on a Superior, for sure, but I thought it could happen, and then he would outspeed, and of course he did lead with the Superior, and I was like, oh no. But at the same time, I was like, you know what, a Leaf Storm probably won't even do that much. It's not going to kill us or anything, and I have Drain Punch and Regenerator, so I'm going to stay in and go for a U-turn and just expect him not to be Scarfed, and he was not, so we get a good chunk of damage off on Muffins. I think he might have thought that we were going to switch because he probably didn't expect the Scarf on our Mian Xiao, so I'm going to come into the Shores because I know I can take a Leaf Storm on Shores. This thing is, Chores is our specially defensive mon this week, so he should be able to take these hits. Now, we do have to worry about the plus special attack increase right there, and stupidly, I came in here, I think when I switched into Chores, I was thinking that I would outspeed for some reason, because I normally Scarf my Rotom, which, of course, this week it's not, because it's a specially defensive set. It does have some speed investment, just enough to outspeed the Mega Mawile, but I do stay in. He does have HP Ice, I assume, and I'm going to Volt Switch out, and I'm going to go, I think, back into Mian Xiao. Yes, Kimiko. And this way I can just go for another U-turn or anything like that, and I'll kill or hurt whatever comes in. I believe I do end up just going for the U-turn so I can get momentum, because I'm expecting that he'll probably switch this turn and not want to lose Muffin so early. And that's exactly what he does. He goes into Quasimodo, and I go for a U-turn. So we're going to get some good damage off on this thing. This thing's pretty scary. It's very bulky. It took that U-turn really well, and we'll see later that it does take some other hits really well. So it's a scary mon, but I'm going to bring in Kakashi because Kakashi takes Gyro Balls. Not great, but better than a lot of mons on my team this week. And I can go for a Dark Pulse and do like 55% damage, which is going to be like one of the only things that on my team right now that could hurt this thing. We do get the flinch too, which incredibly lucky. As you guys will see, this game becomes very hacksy on both sides. There's a lot of hacks, so we got really lucky with the flinch there. So no damage done on our Greninja thus far. So a nice Dark Pulse did do some good damage. Now, he gets the special attack increase, which is not good. I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse because I was hoping they'd stay in and we could finish that thing off. Unfortunately, I do have to switch out because I'm running dual Scarfs this week just for that extra precaution, because his team was very speedy. He's got Superior, he's got Latios, he's got another really Ash Greninja, so I needed 2 Scarfs to make sure I could outspeed things this week. I don't always do that, but occasionally I will. And I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave, hoping that it'll bring in something speedy, and plus we can get some hopeful para hacks on something. Unfortunately, it does just bring in Quasimodo, which obviously Thunder Waving that doesn't really matter too much, but hey, it's paralyzed. Maybe it will get paralyzed. And I'm going to go for Fire Blast that back this week just for his Steel types. Unfortunately, it does absolutely nothing. This thing is so fat. I did not expect it to take it that well. Gyro Ball goes off, and that's going to do a lot of damage to Mavis. Luckily, this week, it doesn't do It does 50%, but after leftovers, I think we should be fine to actually just go for a soft boiled over and over again. Unfortunately, he'll just get his leftovers recovery at the same time. So I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go for a soft boiled, but he does actually switch out, which is really weird to me. I thought he would just go for another gyro ball, but maybe he was making a prediction or something like that we would switch out and not want to take another one of those. So I soft boiled at the perfect time here, which is really great for us. We're going to get back up to full HP. So, sweet moves all around. Now, I believe I just go for another Thunder Wave because, you know what? Getting anything paired that I can at this point is going to be great if we can potentially flinch. I mean, cause a paralysis, which we do get one right there. Really, it really sucks for Hannonz. But, again, like I said, there was a lot of hacks going around this battle. We got really lucky on that one. I'm going to bring in Kimiko, because obviously fighting type moves are going to do the most damage to this thing. As he goes for an Ice Beam, we can take an Ice Beam, I'm thinking, but he does have his special attack increased, so it does a good amount of damage, and he gets the freeze. I told you guys, this is a very hatsy battle. He gets the freeze, we're frozen solid, and I'm hoping I'll stay in for one more Ice Beam. I know we can take it, and hopefully we'll dethaw, and we can get a hit off, but no, we stay frozen, so I'm going to switch out Kimiko, and send in Mavis, because you know what? Mavis can do stuff, I guess. And he ends up being paralyzed. Again, really great for us. And I double switch it back into Kimiko. That's right. I wanted to get the regenerator so that I could get my health back up. That's what I did there. I forgot about that. So I was hoping to get my health back up so I can take another Ice Beam and hopefully dethaw this turn is the plan. But unfortunately, we're still frozen solid. He's paralyzed, which was really lucky, because that would have been bad. So now I can go for another chance of staying in, and we do end up thawing out, which is amazing. We go for a Drain Punch, and we're going to get back a good amount of HP again. So plus that regenerator, we're back up to being pretty darn healthy. He's going to go for a Shadow Ball this turn, and he does connect. He doesn't get paralyzed. Thank God, because I would have just felt really bad if we had gotten another para. So we're back down to some lower HP, but I'm just going to go for a Drain Punch, and I know if I regenerator switch, I'll be back up to probably full HP. So really good situation for Kimiko right now, and we've taken down the Porygon. Sweet moves all around, guys. Sweet moves all around. Just realized this is covering like my whole face. And here's Snap, who has Intimidate. I forgot that this thing gets Intimidate just because I was paying so much attention to it being a Mega that I forgot about Intimidate when I made Kimiko. So I'm going to switch right out because I don't want him setting up Swords Dances and us not being able to do anything about it. He's going to Mega Evolve, and I assume go for a Swords Dance was what I feared. We'll see if that comes into fruition. But Hippowdon is built to be able to take Sucker Punches. A Play Rough does do a lot of damage, but I should be able to take one Play Rough with Hippowdon. So he's going to go for that Play Rough after his Swords Dance. We're going to see that I just barely live. I go for an Earthquake. Now, I know for a fact he's going to live this just based on the calcs. I could have maybe tried to invest more, but then I wouldn't have lived that Play Rough. So I had to just go for the Earthquake, get as much damage as possible, and hope that later on, something down the line will be able to take this thing out. I'm going to let Big die here, because honestly, he's done his job. There's nothing else for him to stick around with at that low of HP. I'm probably not going to be able to get a chance to slack off on anything. So I'm going to let Hippowdon go down and send back out Shores. This was a questionable move, but I go for a Will-O-Wisp because I'm expecting a Sucker Punch. If he goes for a Sucker Punch, then it won't affect us because we'll have gone for a Will-O-Wisp, and then he would have lost his attack stat, you know, it would have been halved or whatever from burn. So that was the plan. He does switch out, which was an interesting decision. It worked out for us, though. In this turn, I'm actually going to go for a Reflect, so that in case that thing comes back in, we're going to be golden. It won't do quite as much damage against whatever else needs to be here, as he goes for a Stealth Rocks, which is perfect as well because we have Defog on our Rotom. So this turn, I'm going to go for our Defog so that I can get in Pinsir next turn so I can get my Mega Evolve off without taking Rocks damage, because I assume as soon as he sees the Defog, he'll probably go for Stealth Rocks again, is my thought process. So I go for the Defog to clear the field of those rocks. And he's going to go for Hidden Power, which I believe ends up being either Hidden Power Fire or Hidden Power Ice. And we somehow live it. All that special attack investment really did come in clutch, because we ended up living one more. So I'm going to go ahead and just Volt Switch and come into our Mega Pinsir, hoping that he goes for Stealth Rocks, or, I mean, we could actually live a Gyro Ball, so that would have been fine too. But I would rather take no damage if I could. So I'm going to go into Beetlejuice. this turn so that we get a free switch in. We can Mega Evolve before the rocks and all that, and it should be nice and good. And he ends up setting up his Stealth Rocks, as we thought might happen, which is completely fine now that Mega Pinsir is in. We can just go for a Mega Evolution. This is a good spot for Mega Pinsir to come in because a lot of his mons are low. I mean, there are some things that still outspeed us, but we should be able to take a few things out. Now, this week I packed X-Scissor because it worked really well against Mega Latios, against this thing. It did some damage. What else did it hit? It hit a few things on his team that he didn't end up bringing, but I brought it just in case he ended up bringing those things. We also do hit the Superior with X-Scissor, which we would also hurt with, you know, Quick Attack or Return or anything like that as well. He's going to go for Rock Polish, which I thought was really interesting. I thought he'd go for a Stone Edge just to try and take us out, which I think he would have with a Stone Edge if it had connected. I go for an Earthquake this turn, just in case. And we end up taking down Terrakion with one Earthquake. I was so surprised at that play. I think he was just panicking and really thought that he needed something to get set up. Then I remember that we do have the Reflect you just saw go away, so maybe we would have lived a Stone Edge. So maybe that was the right play. I don't know. But now he can just go for a Sucker Punch. I know since we're at full health, we can take one of those. He does get a crit, which scared the crap out of me, but we did live. And I can fire off this Earthquake and take down Snap in the Mega Mawile. This threat being gone is delicious, because I was really fearing that thing. That's a scary mon. I think Vinny in our second attempt in the championship game actually killed us with a Mega Mawile and destroyed us or something like that. So I was really nervous going up against that today. I'm going to switch out a Mega Pinsir into Clefable against this Greninja because I don't want this thing turning into Ash Greninja. Of course, if he had killed our Mega Pinsir, which he would have turned into Ash Greninja, and this thing would have been a major problem. So I thought best play, switch into Mavis, just keep Mega Pinsir in the back because I don't want that thing turning into an Ash Greninja. He's going to go for a U-turn. I believe both of his mons are weak to Moonblast, so all I really have to do is go for Moonblast. No, never mind. I forgot. His other Pokemon's Superior, but it is very, very low, and a Moonblast should take it out. Plus, we're packing that Fire Blast just in case, so not bad idea right there. But we do end up taking him down with the Moonblast, and he brings back out his Greninja. I'm fearing that he might have Gunk Shot. Maybe that was his plan there, although maybe he would have went for that earlier if he did. It's kind of hard to tell. But he does have his Greninja come back out, and we're just going to stay in. He goes for Dark Pulse, hoping to get those Dark Pulse flinches. Will he get a flinch? He does not. We go for our Moonblast, and that is going to take down the Greninja and win the Boston Steel Scarfs, their PGL Playoffs Round 1 battle in a 5-0. So, GG's the Hannonz. He was a great opponent. He's a super nice dude. I was talking to him on Discord, and he's just really chill. So, definitely go check him out. We're making it to round 2 of playoffs, guys. This is crazy. I'm just wondering if we're gonna make it to the championship game and lose again. But either way, guys, it's been tons of fun this season, and I've had a blast. We've had ups, we've had downs. And it's been great. It's definitely been a fun season. So thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Make sure you drop a like down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, stay frosty and peace out.